So here we are, week 7 of Owning Your Greatness. And this is the first section in the agency section. And the big idea here is to choose choice. To choose choice. I remember reading Parker Palmer in my late 30s a couple years ago. And he told us this story where he was waking up in the middle of the night to questions about his vocation. He would literally stare at the ceiling and ask himself this question: am I doing a noble job of living someone else's life? It haunted him. And it started to haunt me. This nagging in my soul. From all outward appearances, I'm doing great. I should be happy. I'm higher than I've ever been. I'm getting paid. I have respect. But there was a nagging sense in my soul. I think if I'm honest, I'm doing a really good job living like a noble life in the collective opinion. What do people want from me? And I had to start digging deep and say, am I choosing my life? Is this really who I am? And around that same time, I started to hear some things about what does it mean to grow up and mature. And there's this quote from men that the day a man grows up is the day his father dies. And I think there probably is something powerful that happens when your dad dies, but I don't think we have to wait until that day to decide for ourselves, it's time for me to grow up. So here's a powerful question. Whose life is your life? Whose responsibility is it? At the end of the day, this is your life. It's your responsibility, and the path that you've taken, you've got to take ownership of it. What would it look like to recover some of your personal authority? Maybe you just need some permission. Maybe that's what this whole course has been for you, just to have permission to say, you know what? I've got to take responsibility for my life. And that might be a little bit scary, but there's also this infusion of empowerment, confidence, when you realize it's up to me and I get to choose it. Maybe answer this question. This is part of the exercise for this week. If I'm really honest, what I want is blank. If I'm really honest, what I really think is blank. What does it look like for you to start taking up some space in your own life? I realized when I was trying to step into my life and seize ownership of it, I kept saying things like, I really want to have this impact, but I feel stupid because here's the reasons I'm not qualified for it. Here's what I'd love to be doing in my life, but I feel dumb saying that. And I remember being in this kind of meeting gathering and someone pointed out to me, I didn't even realize I was doing it. And they said, could you please stop saying that about yourself? Could you please shed that negative identity that you're stupid and you're dumb? What if you could just say it? Say, this is how I'd like to make a contribution. This is who I am. I'm the kind of person who blank. I'm the kind of guy who blank. That was huge for me. And so I want to invite you into that in this week 1, choosing choice and shedding some of those negatives that you just need to stop saying to yourself and stop saying about yourself. You're shaping other people's perception in a way you don't need to, and start to flip it and affirm, no, this is who I am. This is the kind of person I am. This is what I'm stepping into. These are the choices that I'm making about my life. Can't wait for you to unpack the rest of this, but this is week 1 of agency.